Hey y'all, how y'all doing? Welcome back to Basim's Home Cooking Channel. Today I have a very special dish. It's healthy, but it's still got a little starch in it. So we're gonna make some air fried salmon with some risotto. I choose to make risotto in a packet because you get a quick and easy touch to it. If you don't know what risotto is a creamy rice. It's so delicious. It's rich, got a real creamy flavor. So when it comes out, it's gonna be a little creamy. Don't be afraid, but the rice is definitely gonna pop out. So what we're gonna do, first off, we're gonna get our risotto on. So right here, I already got 3 cups of chicken broth. I choose to use chicken broth, low sodium, because it's gonna add like a really rich flavor to it. We're gonna dump this in. Once it starts to boil in just a minute, we're gonna dump this in. We're gonna add some butter to it. I'm gonna get my butter ready. Alright. So this recipe just adds for a touch of little butter, chicken broth. And what we're gonna do to it, we're just really gonna let this sit for about maybe a good 20 minutes, and it's going to be automatically done. The thing I love about risotto, besides that it's creamy, it's going to sit there. You're going to get a good texture to your rice. You know, sometimes you want your rice fluffy. This rice is going to be a creamy, and it's going to mix in with your food. So you know that's the thing I really love about it. Also, we're going to have some. We're going to put some asparagus. I already got some asparagus already laid out. What I just add a little bit of garlic powder and onion powder, simple flavors. And what we're gonna do at the end, we're gonna put some Parmesan cheese at the end once it comes out the oven, get a little saltiness, a little nuttiness to it. Now, you know, before I always said we don't use salt, but I definitely remember you have to use salt in your food in some type of way. I don't like to use direct salt in my food, but I like to put salt flavors inside my food that's already in there. So I see our water's boiling. We're gonna get that on first, so that's gonna take the longest. Then we're gonna pop these babies inside the oven. Seems like my water is boiling already. Now there's 2 different ways to make this. Some people choose when you make risotto that you leave it uncovered. I choose to leave it covered because I love the moisture inside of it. Ooh, excuse me. I like to have the moist inside of it. You know, when you do leave it uncovered, it definitely takes the water out, which you do want to take the water out, but at the same time becomes this natural rice. And that's what you don't want. There goes my refrigerator talking to me. So we're gonna get a good stir on this. That water is boiling. Now remember I said I use 3 cups of chicken broth in this. It's going to dissolve down to maybe 2.5 cups when it's fully done. Get some butter in this. I would say maybe 2 tablespoons of butter to put inside of it. Seems like the oven is ready. We're gonna pop this in the oven. We're gonna give it a good 10 minutes. It's gonna come a little golden brown. Now you see asparagus. I chose to use the skinny ones. You can use the bigger round ones, but I did cut a quarter off them at the bottom because you definitely don't want those stems. We're gonna pop this in the oven. All right. Now see our water is boiling. We're gonna turn this down to a medium low. We're going to get our top. We want to cover this. And of course, I'm all about being precise in time. We're going to set this, let's say, about a good 18 minutes. We're going to let that start rolling. So our asparagus is inside the oven. Now, I choose asparagus. Asparagus is one of my favorite vegetables besides squash and zucchini. Asparagus is quick. It's easy. The flavors, you don't have to add a lot of flavor to it. And that's what I love about it. Good, you know, garlic, onion powder. You don't need no salt. But if you do choose to use salt, I always say use Himalayan salt, which is a very, very good salt. Actually, I probably had this about maybe about 8 months now because I really don't use salt, but it's a very good salt if you do use salt on your food. Now, the one thing about I always say with my cooking channel, you can alternate what you like. These are my likings, and I feel like it's a little healthy for you, but you still have some flavor to your food. Right here, I have something, a special blend of mine. This is one of my seasonings. It's a little mixture of everything that Basim chews to decide. So if you know me, you may get a feel for it, but this is a special seasoning that I made just for me, and actually it will be on sale soon, so please watch out for that. So let's go ahead and pull this salmon out the refrigerator. I got Atlantic salmon fillets. Got my air fryer over there. All right. Let's get my cutting board out. So Atlantic salmon. If anybody knows salmon, salmon is you can get two types of salmon. You have salmon that's not as meaty as this one. This is a very meaty salmon, which I love. It's going to hold a lot of bold flavors. That's why the flavors that I have, I choose to use this season that I choose to have is because it has some bold flavors, but it's going to stick to the salmon. What salmon is going to take it, it's still going to be nice and fluffy and juicy inside when you're finishing done with it. We're going to air fry it. You know, I used to, well, I still do make fried salmon. Fried salmon is a great recipe that I do have. I may put it on the show one day. But this time we're going to air fry the salmon. When I first air fried the salmon, I said, man, I never thought to do it. But it gives you that crustiness right there on top. But at the same time, see, this one's giving me a little trouble. But at the same time, with that crustiness, it's still gonna be nice and juicy in the middle. So, all right. So what I'm gonna do, I'm going to just add a little seasoning on top. We're gonna get this ready to put in the air fryer. Now in the air fryer, it's gonna take maybe, say 5 minutes on both sides. Not too much seasoning. Like I said, this is a very bold seasoning. It's going to stand out. You don't want your seasoning to be overpowered. I mean, your seasoning, especially your salmon. Like I said, salmon takes a lot of power in. We're just going to put a little bit in to just get a crust. We're not going to do both sides. No need to, because like I said, once again, the flavors are definitely bold. Now these are a good piece of salmon, a good amount. They're skinless as well. So you don't have to worry about, some people don't choose like the salmon because you have the skin on the bottom. These are definitely skinless. You can buy this at any food market if you want. You can even purchase it right there in the deli. I mean, not in the deli, the seafood section. Let's go ahead and get our salmon on ready. All right. Let's see. Now, if you don't have a big air fryer, I'm going to do 2 at a time. I'm going to set this on 10 minutes. Like I said, it's probably going to take 5 minutes to get it started. As you see, our risotto's going. We got about maybe 14 more minutes on our risotto. So, while everything is cooking, I just wanted to say what influenced me to do this channel. My family, my wife, they said, you know, you have such a talent, and you know, me, I just love cooking. I love cooking for my family when they come over. I love to enjoy embracing them, that they can all just sit down and eat and have a good meal. And it started off with my mac and cheese. I said, man, I love making my mac and cheese. And I said, you know what, I started indulging in just different flavors when I started cooking. You know, I beefed up my spice rack. You know, I started listening. I started tasting different things and see how they tasted. Every flavor has a different taste. I always sit there and say I always like to use fresh herbs when I cook. My last year I used fresh parsley towards the end to garnish it. But at the end of the day, what inspired me was continue to want to grow and expand. You know, multiple talents. We all have different talents, and I felt like sometimes we stick on one just to try to become better. And this is something that, you know, started with my season blend and just starting to create food to my own belief of, hey, I can do this. So I'm glad that you guys was able to join me today. That would make sense. This is going to be a quick, simple dish. Let me check on our asparagus. They look really good. Just a quick note, what I did, and I didn't show you. When I laid down my asparagus, I did some little for you, but I used olive oil in the can. A lot of people say, why you just use regular olive oil? As my wife would say, it has 0 salt and sugar. Am I correct? I'm correct. Yes, she said yes, I'm correct. 0 salt and sugar. So people say, well, what's the difference? You know, when you put olive oil is just like any oil. It doesn't get a little bit oily. It does. With this, this has low calories on it, which is a big difference, and it's not going to have your whole plate just a little bit oily, especially when you put it in the oven because it's going to sit there. So you can see when these come out, and they should be coming out soon, they're not going to be oily. Let me get some Parmesan cheese for us to throw on top of this. All right. So at the end of the show, I definitely would like you to like and definitely subscribe to the show. It's always going to give you one every time that I do go live. And if you do have any comments, any suggestions, anything that you would like for me to cook, let me know. Comment below. It's very important. I always sit there and say when people give opinions, it's not about the negative, take from the positive that you take away. So anything that you want me to cook, how you liked it, what you suggest, let me know, and I'm definitely going to see if I can make it happen. I'm definitely well-rounded in cooking. I will say this show, it has a little of little soul food, a little American, a little Italian, definitely a lot of seafood. So you're going to get all types of flavors. It's not going to be one thing, but if you do have something you want me to cook, let me know, and I will definitely see if I can make it happen, because I love putting different dishes together. I like having an idea of a different dish and making my own. So let's go ahead and take these asparagus out. Alright. Asparagus is looking good. Just gonna do a little regular grated Parmesan cheese. Nothing too much. We're going to lightly do it. Now when these go back in the oven, they're not going to go too long. And just a reminder, I did have my oven on 400 degrees. Like I said, with asparagus, you don't need too much. It's not something you're just going to let sit there and roast. We're going to put these back in here and get good 400 degrees to let that Parmesan get a little crisp to it. Definitely, the salmon cooks quick. Alright, we're going to check on this risotto. Now we got about maybe 9 more minutes on the risotto. I'm going to take the top off, let a little water drip, let the water absorb a little bit. But in the meantime, let me go ahead and start setting my dish. All right. Now, one thing about me, I'm all about how presentation matters. So I'm always good about a good serving dish. I like to find serving dishes in antique shops. You know, you can either buy them, but a good serving dish, you know, the way that they are built, I like them round. Serving dishes makes your dish looks the way it want to look. And actually, at the end of the day, you have to remember, people eat with their eyes, not with their mouth. So they do eat with their mouth, but if a good dish comes down to you looking at your plate, you're like, oh man, this is great. I need to eat some more. But if it comes down, you're looking like, this may not be the best dish. So a good serving dish definitely, I think we might be a little heavy on this baby. Then pause it. All right, so asparagus, you want to come over. The asparagus is looking really good. About to take the asparagus out. Right here we got our risotto. We added some butter to it. See how nice and creamy that is? Nice and creamy. We're gonna top it off. A little Parmesan. Sounds like that. Salmon is ready. So you get this nice creamy texture. We're gonna go ahead and start plating our plate. Get some tongs for this. Bit nice. Now the thing I love about this, you see this? You want to come close. You see right here how it's nice and done, nice and even, still nice and soft, not too hard. You got a nice crust on it. That's what I love about air fried salmon. Like I said, you can bake this if you want. That's totally fine. For air fried salmon, it's going to be quicker. As I say, it's a little bit more healthier. Let's check on, pull out this asparagus. That's about right, and yes they are. Cheese and got some brownness on it. I'm gonna take a couple of these asparagus. All right, so we got air fried salmon, some mushroom risotto, some asparagus, nice and fresh. Now, once again, y'all, this is Basim's Home Cooking Channel. Please do like and subscribe at the bottom. It's very important. I want to get to you guys at least once or twice a week. So please subscribe, like, and I say once again, comment. If there's anything that you feel like I should cook or you want me to cook, let me know and I'll be there for you. Once again, we'll see you next time. Take care. Peace.